Hello, this is Bruno Pelletier-Bacquaert. Today's vlog will be about the pentatonic scale, but even though I'm sure you're probably sick and tired of finding lessons and videos about the pentatonic scale, this one might be a little different. What I'm going to do is show you how you can harmonize that pentatonic scale. So harmonizing basically means, generally speaking, it means deriving chords, building chords from the pentatonic minor. So I'm going to take the simplest pentatonic there is, the one that everybody I think knows. It's the A minor pentatonic, which is conveniently located somewhere in the middle here. So it's going to be this one, right? The notes being A, C, D, E, G, A, and then you continue C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A, and so forth. We won't need to go all the way up there. However, what's important here is not so much the fingering of the scale itself. I'm not going to talk about that really. What I'm going to talk about the chords that we can come up with those notes. So the most obvious chord is going to be an A minor 7th chord, right? It has A, G, C, and E notes that we find obviously in our minor pentatonic. So what I'm going to do first is look at the most basic chord that we could associate with this scale. It's going to be this one, this fingering here. So it's the easiest chord in the world to play, almost. We have G, C, E, and A. Okay? And here's the idea. The idea is on each one of the strings, I'm going to move to the next note in my A minor pentatonic scale. So if I start with the first string, the note that comes after A is going to be C, right? So I'm not thinking of any other scales. I'm not thinking of a major scale or Dorian or what have you, minor type scale. This is only the 5 notes of my A minor pentatonic. So again, after A, I will have C on the first string. On the second string, after E, I will have G. After C on the third string, I will have D. And finally, on the fourth string, after my G, I will have A. So, in terms of the new voicing, after this chord, I will end up with this chord. And if I put an A bass underneath, I happen to have an A string open here, I have this interesting chord. So, what can we call this chord? Well, if we relate it to A, to an A minor, we have an A, so that's the tonic. Now we have a D, which is the 11th. We have a G, which would be the 7th, and then C, which would be the 3rd. So, in other words, it's not a complete chord. It's what I mean by complete chord would mean a chord that has a root, a 3rd, a 5th, and a 7th. Now here we have a mix of both. We have some chord tones for an A minor 7th, but also some colors. So that's not the point. What the chord is actually called is not really the important thing here. You may want to note, though, that this particular voicing is something we often refer to as a quartal voicing, as in quart, 4, quartal. Because what I end up with is stacked up fourths, perfect fourths. A up a fourth is D, D up a fourth is G, G up a fourth is C. Okay? So, coming from this chord, we get to this chord. Okay? If I continue up, still ascending with my A minor pentatonic, let's go back to the first string. So after C, I have now D. After G, I'm going to have A. After D, I'm going to have E. And after A, I'm going to have C. So my next chord is going to be this one. So there again, I could try to name the chord out of context. You know, we could see maybe that we recognize an A minor triad and then a D note added to it, the D being the 11th. But again, that's not so much the point here. The point is to derive those voicings. And in a sense, they're what you often refer to as modal voicings, meaning you take a mode, or in our case, it's not a complete mode, it's just the 5-note scale, but we just add out of the notes, just simply following the order of the notes as they appear in the scale. So we have this, now we are here. And if I continue, if I do the same thing again, I'm going to end up with this chord here. It's a chord that's used a lot. That's it's almost that so what chord that there is in the Miles Davis song, So What, but in another key. Okay, so that's about as far up. Well, we could go here, a little higher here. So I end up now with E, A. It's another one of those chordal things. So E, A, D, G, which we might see here. It's a little easier. Okay, so to recap, the lowest chord, then, and I'm going to play my A bass. So we have this chord. This one being the chord we had started with, and then this one, then we went to this, then we went to this, and finally this chord here. One thing that's always helpful to remember, if you were based on your A minor chord, which is what we did here, you will notice that the voicing below it and the voicing above it will be the same grip. Pretty convenient. So that means if you try to improvise around that A minor chord here, you can have this grip and then that grip, same grip, but below. Okay? So that's about it. What I could show you finally is how we could improvise with this. So I'm going to have this A minor. So this is an A minor 7 track going around. So here we go. 7 chord, and I just have the bass going around, and that was it. That's a way to explore some new voicings. And stay tuned, because the next video or so, we'll see what happens if we start from other inversions of our initial A minor 7 chord. Okay, so that's going to be another way to derive other voicings and so forth. So, but first start with this one being the most obvious A minor 7th chord, and then it's pretty easy to derive those new voicings around it. Okay, so if you have any questions, comments about this, feel free to contact me, and I will see you soon. So take care.